Hello and welcome to the NCAA Division III Men's Soccer Selection Show. I am your host, Jeremiah Johnson. 64 schools will advance to the postseason with hopes of doing what Tufts did each of the last 2 years this tournament was conducted: hoist a championship hardware. The Jumbos won in 2018 and 2019. Unfortunately, we did not get to crown a champ in 2020, so everyone is extremely excited to see what happens over the next few weeks for the 2021 event. 43 automatic qualifiers, 21 at-large selections. After we show you this 64-team bracket, we will have a conversation with Committee Chair Justin Newell to explain what went into this difficult process. Let's start, though, in the upper left-hand side of the bracket. The goal for all 64 schools is to advance to Greensboro, North Carolina for the semifinals and finals December 3rd and 4th. The first school on the screen is the one who wears the crown, Tufts. The Jumbos, not just your two-time defending NCAA champion, they've won the title 4 of the last 6 times. The second time in a row and third time in 4 years, Tufts University soccer team is NESCAC champions. Sean Trainer and Travis Van Brewer scored goals for the Jumbos in that championship. Despite injuries and a younger lineup, Tufts is a team to take seriously as we look ahead to the 2021 championship, and they will host first and second round action. They'll take on New England College, the AQ representing the New England Collegiate Conference with a record of 9-6-2. The other first round game at Tufts features Swarthmore. They take one of 21 at-large berths. It's their 9th NCAA appearance. Swarthmore will meet Stevens Institute of Technology with a record of 12-6-2, their 17th trip to the NCAA tournament. Stevens finished as runner-up in 2008, a championship event that was also held in Greensboro, North Carolina. Montclair State is a host school. You see the record, 16-3-1. The Redhawks were the top seed in the New Jersey Athletic Conference, lost to Rowan, but the school ranked second in Region 4, gets an at-large spot in the tournament, their 20th appearance. Gordon is Montclair State's first-round opposition, 12-5-2, the AQ out of the Commonwealth Coast Conference. Washington College is in, 13-4-1, the AQ representing the Centennial Conference. St. Lawrence is the AQ out of the Liberty League. Michael McDougald, Max Mogul, and Marvin Sabanda all scored goals in the championship game win against Ithaca College. St. Lawrence won the national championship back in 1999. It is a terrific afternoon for Trinity, Texas. Number 1 in the final region rankings and the SCAC automatic qualifier. Trinity gets that AQ despite falling to St. Thomas in the conference championship, as St. Thomas is not eligible to compete in the NCAA tournament just yet. Tigers are an NCAA tournament participant for the 24th time. Trinity's opponent and the host for these first and second round games, Pacific Lutheran. 14-5, the regular season champions out of the Northwest Conference. That league awards the regular season champion the AQ. Craig Johnson is the top point scorer for the Lutes. Pacific Lutheran features a balanced attack. You see some highlights on your screen. Should be a great first round game for Pacific Lutheran against Trinity. Safe to say the University of Redlands players are still celebrating after upsetting the number 1 seed Claremont MS in the SCIAC tournament final. They stormed the field after winning a 5th conference crown in school history, their last appearance 2016 when they advanced to the Final 8. Redlands matches up with Concordia, Texas, the AQ out of the American Southwest Conference. The Tornadoes had a 4-3 win in penalty kick shootout, outlasted Hardin Simmons, and took home the program's first ASC championship on Sunday. Connecticut College is in as an at-large. It is their 5th appearance. They also get the opportunity to host first and second round action. Their first round opponent is Salem State with a record of 13-6, making their 16th appearance in the tournament. New York University cannot wait for the games this weekend in the tournament. For the 5th time, NYU is an at-large selection. Their opponent, St. Joseph's, Maine. The Monks, the AQ from the Great Northeast Athletic Conference. It is their 3rd NCAA appearance and first since 2011. We are 25% of the way through the bracket. Washington and Lee is a deserving host school, 14-1-2. They wore the bullseye entering the ODAC tournament as the top seed and number 1 ranked team in Region 4. Randolph beat them in the conference tournament semifinals, but Washington and Lee gets an at-large selection. For the season, the Generals have a 55-12 advantage in goals. Samuel Bass leads the way with 11 goals on 44 shots. Baruch, 7-6-1 is who Washington and Lee will face in that first round game, the automatic qualifier from the City University of New York Athletic Conference, their 7th NCAA appearance. Denison represents the North Coast Athletic Conference. It is Denison's 10th NCAA appearance, the first conference crown for Big Red since 2009. Cameron McIntosh scored the only goal of the match. Goalie Dylan Brown posted his 3rd straight shutout and 9th of the season in that championship. Coach Brandon Bianco spoke after the match saying, when you get to be a coach, you have days that don't happen very often, and they remind you how lucky you are. Today was one of those days. Congratulations to Coach Bianco and to Denison. They will take on Covenant, 11-3-4, the USA South automatic qualifier. It was a really good season for Rowan, and because of that good regular season, the heartbreak from this weekend's shootout loss to Keene might go away. Rowan gets to host first and second round action as well. 29th NCAA appearance for the 2-time national champions, 7 appearances in at least the semifinals. Congratulations to the College of Mount St. Vincent, the Dolphins, the Skyline Conference Tournament champions for the first time in school history. Carlos Romero was named tournament MVP. Always special to do something for the very first time in school history, and that is what CMSV is doing this season. Christopher Newport is in as the AQ from the Coast to Coast Athletic Conference. Jonathan Leidig scored the game winner in the 2-1 championship game victory against Mary Washington. CNU's soccer program headed back to the tournament for the 12th time in program history. Christopher Newport will play Eastern Connecticut State with a record of 13-6 in the other first-round game that will be played at Rowan. Moving on, we show you another host school. It is Messiah, 16-1-2, magical weekend for the Falcons. Jake Lentcoop used his head to score the game winner in the MAC Commonwealth Championship. That overtime goal gives Messiah's men's soccer team its 19th conference championship in program history. Messiah has championship pedigree, having won 3 of the last 8 titles. Messiah meets Mount Aloysius, 13-6, the automatic qualifier from the Allegheny Mountain Collegiate Conference. Looking forward to seeing that first round game. Congrats to Kenyon, 15-2-1 in the tournament for the 17th time in program history. Once a runner-up, once 3rd place, they feature a dominant defense this season, allowing just 11 goals in 17 games. Kenyon is deserving of an at-large selection. They'll take on in that first round Catholic. 11-6-2 is their record. It is their 2nd consecutive NCAA tournament appearance. One final first-round host on this side of the bracket. Emory gets the honor as an at-large selection. 9-3-4 is their record under the leadership of Corey Greiner. 17th appearance in the tournament for the Eagles. Emory meets Center, 10-5-3, and the automatic qualifier of the Southern Athletic Association. Lynchburg loves seeing their name on the screen. They won the Old Dominion Athletic Conference crown with a 1-0 overtime win against Randolph. The school website said it best. The Mega Man got his mega moment, and he didn't miss it. They were talking about Luke Mega. Penalty kick, found the net, set off a wild celebration. Mega called that moment pure euphoria. It's what you dream of when you're grinding in the off-season. Lynchburg will take on Hanover in that first round. The Panthers are 14-4-1, automatic qualifier from the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. So we are halfway through the field. We'll be right back after a short timeout to show you the other 32 schools right here on NCAA.com.
There's an energy swelling out beyond the limits of your expectations. A universe where fandom reigns supreme. Once you're in it, it changes you. Instead of one of one, you're one of many. A blissful sea of chaos. Go beyond your limits and enter the NCAA universe. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets.
I'm Jeremiah Johnson, back for the second half of this Division III men's soccer selection show. Let's get down to business, show you the right side of the bracket, and we will start with Washington University in St. Louis. What a weekend for Wash U. The Bears won their first outright University Athletic Association title since 1999 thanks to a 1-0 victory over Chicago. 24th trip to the NCAA tournament. They have 5 top 4 finishes, including 3 times when the Bears finished national runner-up. Wisconsin Superior meets Washington University in that first round. Congratulations to the AQ of the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference, the highest scoring team in Division III, 4.7 goals per game. Their 4th NCAA appearance, 4th straight. This is what we call a program trending in the right direction. That Wash U Wisconsin Superior game will be actually played at North Park. You see the star on the screen. North Park is a host for the first and second round. They make the field of 64 as an at-large. They were runner-up in this event in 2017, 9th NCAA appearance. North Park will host Carleton, 13-3-2 in the first round. In a hard-fought Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference match, Carleton defeated St. Olaf to earn the tournament title and the MIAC automatic bid. Marco DeCuna and Trevor Jones scored goals in that game. Well, speaking of St. Olaf, they are thrilled to take one of 21 at-large berths. It was St. Olaf's first appearance in the MIAC title game since winning the second of the program's 2 tournament titles back in 2015. They did lose to Carleton, as I mentioned, but they lived to see another day, and St. Olaf has to be happy with hosting opportunities as well this weekend. Dominican Illinois is in. 13-3-2 is their record. They defeated St. Norbert College on the road Saturday afternoon, winning 4-2 in penalty kicks to secure the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference Tournament Championship. Fantastic season and record up to this point for North Central Illinois, 21-1, the automatic qualifier from the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. A 1-0 victory against Wheaton College gave the Cardinals their first ever CCIW championship. North Central faces Loras this weekend as men's soccer Twitter account proclaimed ARC champs once again. The Duhawks defeated the University of Dubuque 1-0 in that championship. The University of Chicago sees its name in the bracket. May have been a little bit disappointed due to a loss to Wash U this weekend, but big goals are still attainable. Chicago, an at-large selection. The Bears almost always get off to good starts. They've only allowed a first-half goal twice this season. Finished 3rd in the NCAA tournament 3 different times. They are in for the 12th time in school history. The Bears meet Webster with an 18-1-2 record, the 6th NCAA appearance for Webster, and first since 2012. Otterbein is in. First unbeaten regular season in school history, back in the tournament for the second time in 5 years under head coach Jason Griffiths. Junior Will Isaac led the OAC in scoring. Otterbein reached as high as number 6 in the national rankings this season. They are in as an at-large, as this is Otterbein's 6th NCAA appearance. National runner-up back in 2002. Otterbein does get to host. Trine is their opposition. The AQ representing the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association. Should be a good 4 teams meeting at Otterbein. Ohio Wesleyan having another great season. 14-2-2, 42nd appearance in the tournament, most of any school in Division III. The Bishops might enter this tournament determined to make up for a loss in the conference tournament to Denison. Jagger Brooker leads the conference and is top 5 nationally in game-winning goals. The Bishops will host Knox, 12-6, representing the Midwest Conference in the NCAA tournament. Time to say hello to the soccer players from Rochester, New York. The record is 9-3-4, 14th NCAA appearance in the last 16 years for Rochester. They're an at-large, and they'll face Calvin. #GoCalvin can start trending because despite falling to Trine in overtime in a tournament semifinal game, Calvin is in as an at-large. Now that loss did snap an 8-game winning streak. Calvin hopes to start a new streak this weekend. Amherst is in as an at-large selection after dropping a heartbreaker in penalty kicks in the NESCAC quarterfinals to Colby. It is their 19th NCAA appearance. They have 1 title, 1 runner-up, and 2 third-place finishes on the resume. They'll take on Rosemont. Congratulations, the AQ from the Colonial States Athletic Conference. Thrilled to be a first-time participant. Congratulations to Babson, the AQ out of the NUMAC. You see the record, 11-4-3, a sweet repeat as they knocked off MIT. Babson 40-10-6 all-time against MIT, including an 8-2-1 mark against the Engineers in postseason play. Babson now 10-0-1 on the year and unbeaten in 19 straight matches when they score first. Love the emotion that you see on the field from Babson. The 3-time national champions are set to participate in the national tournament for the 27th time. Babson's first round opponent is Cabrini, the Atlantic East automatic qualifier. 13-4-2 is their record. The top team in the most recent Region 3 rankings, SUNY Cortland, an automatic qualifier after a dominant 6-0 win over Oswego in the State University of New York Athletic Conference Championship. Lucas Rubio, a goal and an assist in a game that was a complete team effort, the 20th appearance for the Red Dragons. They take on Nazareth. 13-1-3 is their record. The AQ out of the Empire 8, SUNY Cortland, does get those hosting responsibilities. Great job, Gettysburg. 9th NCAA appearance. 13-5-2 is their record, and they will take on Keene, the 3rd seed in the conference. Keene knocked off 4th-seeded Rowan in the NJAC Men's Soccer Championship by a 4-3 advantage in penalty kicks. David Garcia was the hero of the shootout. Fantastic job all season, Franklin and Marshall. They got a great win against Johns Hopkins to close the regular season, but dropped an OT decision to Washington College in that Centennial Conference semifinal. But the committee does reward Franklin and Marshall with an at-large spot, their 11th NCAA appearance. SUNY Poly is their opposition. They're in the field for the first time since 2014. Middlebury hoping to make magic happen over the next few weeks. They dropped a semifinal loss to Tufts in the NESCAC tournament, but they will get another chance thanks to an at-large selection, at least another chance to advance. Jordan St. Louis has 6 goals, 16 points on the season, on to pace Middlebury. They do it with defense, featuring the top goals against average in the country. SUNY Oneonta faces Middlebury, an at-large selection, 3rd-ranked school in the most recent Region 3 polls. John Carroll is the final 1st and 2nd round host you will see on this program. They are 12-3-2, getting set for a 12th, or a 10th, I should say, NCAA appearance. How about Bethany? 10-7-1, 20th NCAA appearance, 31st President Athletic Conference crown, but the first since 2001. And the final first round game features Johns Hopkins. 11-4-2 is their record. Their soccer players are surely happy right now. They fell to Gettysburg in the Centennial Conference semifinals, but the league's top seed is still in the tournament as an at-large. Their best finish, 2nd in 1994, their 18th appearance overall. And the final name on the screen, Penn State Harrisburg, 15-1-1, and the automatic qualifier of the United East. Penn State Harrisburg has no problem scoring, 2nd in the country with over 11 points per game. Joey Amon leads the team with 29 points, 2nd straight NCAA appearance for Penn State Harrisburg. We know it was a difficult weekend for all of the players on the field, but the committee had a very difficult job as well. Justin Newell is the NCAA Men's Soccer Division III committee chairman, and he joins me right now. Justin, have you had a chance to take a deep breath and maybe take a big picture look at the bracket that you and the committee were able to put together?
Yeah, Jeremiah, it was a long night. Got back to the hotel room about 1:30 a.m. But yeah, it was certainly worth the work and was an engaging opportunity. So yeah, you sit back, you look, and it was an exceptional experience. So.
This is an event that so many people have been looking forward to. And all season long, I think people like to project who will make it, and they look at the region rankings. How do you factor those in? And there's an additional 2 regions that maybe puts more teams getting recognition that you have to maybe sift through a little bit.
Yeah, for the most part, with our RAC, the regional ranking committee, and what we do through, everybody puts so much work in, starting at the beginning of the season, kind of following along what's going on. We trust what they do in their region, and we're able to really kind of come through and really figure out who, based on the numbers, really rises to the top. So yeah, it was 10 regions this year, so there were more regional committee reps, there were more individuals on our national call, and it's a difficult experience. Ultimately, there's teams that are left out that we feel were exceptional. It's a lot of work, it's hard work, but between the national committee and the regional committees, we just feel like we put a good product forward and what we have, and congratulations to all those teams that made it.
Selecting the 64 teams, or maybe the at-large selection specifically, maybe gets the most attention, but then seeding or putting the bracket together, do you look at some of the second and third round potential matchups as you're doing this?
We do. Obviously, like a lot of it just has to do with trying to have the best teams as far as the rankings go, meeting up later in the rounds and where those go through. So we try to seed them out as best as possible, even though we don't truly seed. The idea of where they are ranked regionally, where they are ranked nationally, how those at-larges kind of came off the board were certainly the way we try to figure that out. And we certainly don't want to match up two teams that would be considered kind of the best at-largers or the best AQs right away. So, it's tough. That's half the process, is one, getting the teams in, but then two, trying to figure out where they're going and how those games are going to play out. So certainly a tough task for the committee. I can't thank them enough for the work they did.
Final thoughts on Greensboro, North Carolina has been a great host, and you're looking forward to being down there once again, I'm sure.
Yeah, when I was down there 2 years ago, again, you mentioned at the top of the broadcast, missing last year was brutal for all of us, for all the teams, for everybody. But we're excited to go back down. Hopefully the weather is similar in the 50s, 60s range rather than the potential December cold weather. But they are a great host. They are phenomenal. We really look forward to kind of the new field that they put in a couple of years ago, and really an opportunity to showcase a championship that we're super proud of. So yeah, it's a good experience down there.
Justin Newell, thanks for the time on this show and for you and the committee's hard work all weekend.
Oh, thank you, Jeremiah.
So there you have it, 64 schools still alive, dreaming of a national championship. You see the key dates on your screen. First and second round action coming up this weekend. You'll have sectionals at host sites, and then everyone is hoping to advance to the semifinals and national championship the weekend of December 3rd and 4th at the UNCG Greensboro Soccer Stadium. For more information and championship statistics and also videos, you can visit NCAA.com. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon on NCAA.com. Congratulations to all of the student athletes and best of luck in the Division III Men's Soccer Championship.
There's an energy swelling out beyond the limits of your expectations. A universe where fandom reigns supreme. Once you're in it, it changes you. Instead of one of one, you're one of many. A blissful sea of chaos. Go beyond your limits and enter the NCAA universe. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets.